what is it that is exacerbating this challenge today? Because we must really understand where the problem is if we have to overcome it.
Right.
If we are to put in measures to overcome the problem.
Right.
You will see that it's not only DRC, it's not only Kenya, Tanzania, it's not only Malawi, it's not only Mozambique now, that is depending on our grain. We have gone as far as East Africa, Kenya and other places because of the drought. We have gone with many different countries, South Sudan, coming all the way to Zambia, because we were so blessed with the grain. But why are all these countries now only flooding our country? Let's not take lightly the European war. People may say, forget about the European war, it's got nothing to do with it. Kenya and other countries used to import grain from these other countries. But with the challenges that they have, they can't do it. Namibia and other places, so only one place is left, Zambia. And much of it now has been taken more out of it. But one thing for certain I'll tell you is, we have to be responsible and patriotic as a people. Right. I see prices going to 200, 250, even 300. It is unfortunate. To mitigate the escalation of prices, because the private grain traders were selling the grain at a higher price to the millers. What do we do as a government? We move in with strategic reserves under Food Reserve Agency and give maize at a subsidized price to not only selected millers, but if anything, to all of them who can get that grain from us. And the maximum price should be not more than 175 kwacha to a furthest point like Copper Belt. But unfortunately, you'll find that we have lost a little bit of patriotism as a citizenry, where when this tracker goes, instead of selling the maize 175 kwacha, like on the Copper Belt Chingola where I come from, you'll find that some among us will go and buy that in bulk and take it in the next shop and start selling at 250. That is the kind of business which is not, I think, it comes with a lot of moral questions. Why would you extol or increase the commodity because you have seen that the neighbor, whether they like it or not, they will buy because they are angry? We moved in as a responsible government to make sure at 175 kwacha it goes. But some among us, they queue and they hire young men and women to get it in large numbers and sell it at a higher price, so that the next person in the neighbor will buy it at a higher price. We have to be patriotic and be concerned about the welfare of our neighbor.
And as a
there
leader,
comes a time when
as
we
leaders, how are you managing that? Because really,
you
can't continue lamenting, you can't continue complaining about the lack of patriotism.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to give you a background, Innocent, so that you fully understand, and I'll give you what government is doing.
Right.
So, and I have, as government, I've got a responsibility to call on our citizens. We can't take advantage of the situation today, given the circumstances. We need to be concerned about the welfare of each other. You may be a businessman, but taking advantage of the situation to increase the commodity price because you want to make most out of it, it is